The British Commissioner to Nigeria, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has stated that the United Kingdom is eagerly anticipating the appointment of new ministers by the Tinubu administration. Politics Nigeria reports that according to Montgomery, this will enable the UK government to take the necessary steps to strengthen collaboration with Nigeria. The Montgomery made these remarks during an interview with the new agency of Nigeria in Abuja. Recall that he succeeded Katrina Lang as the head of the UK mission in Nigeria. Lang now serves as the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres' special representatives for Somalia and head of the United Nations Assistance Mission in Somalia. The newly appointed British envoy emphasized the importance of establishing a more systemic dialogue between the two countries in order to strengthen relations and explore new areas of mutual benefits. Montgomery identifies specific areas where both nations could enhance cooperation. Montgomery identifies areas in which both countries could strengthen cooperation. We have very long-standing ties being wired by history, and we do have a very strong foundation on which to build, and I am very optimistic about Nigeria's direction in the coming years. We wish to build in our economic relations in particular, and the first decisions by the new administration show that it is going to take big decisions on the economy, which I think will give us the opportunity to grow our trade, investment, and economic relations. And I think there are a number of areas where the UK government can step up our diplomacy, our bilateral relations with Nigeria. But of course, we await the appointment of new ministers so that we can have the diplomatic dialogue necessary to lay the grounds for some of those. I will say that there are 6 areas we would like to explore. The first is long-standing development cooperation. And I think what the UK always needs to do when a new administration comes into place is we need to understand the priorities of that administration and how we can adapt and work in mutual partnership and with our development programs. The second is economic area. We already have a good economic dialogue, but we would like to take the next step and develop a form of a more enhanced trade and partnership, something I am even quite keen to discuss with the new Minister of Trade and Industry. The third area is security and defense, which we would like to evolve and take forward. We already have a good relationships on home affairs with your Interior Ministry and other agencies, and that is an area where we would like to continue our collaborations. Finally, we would like to have a more systemic dialogue on foreign policy. Nigeria has played a very valuable role in regional and continental issues, and the UK would like to have a more systemic foreign policy dialogue with the government of Nigeria once the ministers and advisors are in place, Montgomery said. Montgomery expressed his optimism about the prospect of increased collaboration between the UK and Nigeria. He mentioned successful meetings with the President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, and expressed his commitment to maintaining productive relationship with various agencies such as the British Council, higher education bodies in the UK, diaspora business groups, and chambers of commerce. Are you going to blame them? They are talking about what is going to benefit them, and it's benefiting them and benefiting their people even at home. But can we say the same thing to Nigeria? Because you begin to, of course, they are just saying not because of Nigerian people. It's just really ridiculous. Really? I'm sure they are gaining more than we are gaining from them. The The only people that are gaining are our politicians. They are the ones gaining, whether maybe they are gaining from the UK government. And a lot of people are like, what's it come be a problem? What's it be now for inside? Of course, they've told you it's all about them. What they are getting is not they don't see what is their business if the so-called politicians and the leaders of the country are not even concerned about their own about the welfare of their people. Is it the UK that will come and do the needful? The difference between what the UK is doing with Nigeria and Yahoo boys is just laptops, but the control number is the same. Violence. This one loud though. Habi make we arrest them for legit Yahoo. You guys in APC can lie for Africa. What's it concern British government with who becomes a minister in Nigeria? If you like, don't go and return the mandate to the rightful owner. Tinubu is dead the way Buhari died in January 2017. How? The way nothing on earth could keep British minority rule and Fulani minority rule on our God-given native land. So also is nothing on earth can keep 1804 fraud nicknamed Fulani Caliphate with its Emirates and 1914 fraud nicknamed Nigeria on our God-given native lands. What is the affairs of British government with the appointment of ministers? It means there will be interference into Tinubu's administration by them, because Buhari spent about 6 months before making his minister, but we never hear any foreign government interference. That tells you that Nigeria is good to go under Tinubu, and the UK government sees the seriousness of an ambitious government. And to disgrace you haters that think Tinubu's government is not accepted by other nations to have a rethink is possible. Those that is see adamant should relocate Nigeria from Nigeria will be a great gain. Okay, that is the way they say this one sees it. Please make use of your brain and try to grow up. Since 1914, as this country gets it ass together, we are still under the influence of British government. They use our evil leaders against us by impoverishing us, and you think someone announced and appointed by INEC will do the expected needful? Nigeria is going to be great, okay, in reality, or when a square peg is always in the wrong hole. Nigeria is on her knees begging for help. The help should be to your tent, O Israel. Please always go through all this. Is not just this is because some people, the way they talk is just so ridiculous. I pray my person name will be among you. For over 24 years now, you guys had been very busy strengthening collaboration with Nigeria, but factually and truthfully speaking, you are not even able to offer poor Nigerians and ordinary equipped health centers and hospitals nationally, as well as stable power supply. We have excess natural resources, crude oil, but we are dying of hunger, facing economic hardship, high cost of commodities in our soil. People are dying day in, day out because we are not secured. Well, what exactly is your strengthened collaboration with Nigeria for all along? That's a good one. If you are expecting good thing from them, that means you are dreaming.